The Way of the Samurai. Ancient Principles for Modern Success. Written and published by Emma C. Boost. Chapter 1. The Samurai Mindset. Embrace discipline and forge your path. The samurai, the ancient warriors of Japan, were renowned for their unwavering discipline, razor-sharp focus, and indomitable spirit. These qualities, which formed the bedrock of their legendary prowess on the battlefield, hold timeless wisdom that can be applied to our modern lives. By embracing the samurai mindset, we can cultivate the mental fortitude and clarity of purpose necessary to overcome challenges, achieve our goals, and live a life of meaning and fulfillment. At the heart of the samurai mindset lies the concept of self-discipline. The samurai understood that true power comes from within, from the ability to master one's thoughts, emotions, and actions. They dedicated themselves to rigorous training, not only in martial arts, but also in the art of self-control. By developing an iron will and an unshakable sense of purpose, they were able to face any obstacle with courage and determination. To adopt the samurai mindset in our own lives, we must begin by setting clear, meaningful goals. Just as the samurai had a clear sense of their mission and purpose, we too must define what we want to achieve and why it matters to us. This clarity of intention serves as a guiding light, helping us stay focused and motivated even in the face of adversity. Once we have established our goals, the next step is to cultivate the discipline necessary to pursue them relentlessly. This means developing consistent habits and routines that support our aspirations. The samurai were known for their strict adherence to daily rituals, from meditation and physical training to the study of strategy and philosophy. By incorporating similar practices into our own lives, we can build the mental and physical stamina required to stay the course. However, discipline alone is not enough. The samurai also embodied the quality of resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and failures. They understood that the path to mastery is never a straight line, but rather a winding journey filled with obstacles and challenges. By cultivating a growth mindset and embracing failure as an opportunity to learn and improve, we can develop the same resilience that allowed the samurai to triumph in the face of adversity. In addition to discipline and resilience, the samurai mindset is characterized by a deep sense of self-awareness. The samurai were skilled in the art of introspection, constantly examining their thoughts, emotions, and actions in order to identify areas for improvement. By developing this same level of self-awareness, we can gain valuable insights into our own strengths and weaknesses, enabling us to make more informed decisions and adapt to changing circumstances with greater ease. Cultivating the samurai mindset also requires a willingness to step outside our comfort zones and embrace challenges. The samurai understood that growth and progress often lie on the other side of discomfort. They actively sought out opportunities to test their skills and push their limits, knowing that this was the only way to reach their full potential. By adopting a similar mindset and embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, we too can unlock new levels of personal and professional achievement. The samurai were also deeply committed to the pursuit of mastery in all aspects of life. They understood that true excellence requires a lifelong dedication to learning and improvement. By applying this same principle to our own lives, we can continue to grow and evolve, even as we face new challenges and opportunities. Whether it's mastering a new skill, deepening our knowledge in a particular field, or simply striving to be the best version of ourselves, the pursuit of mastery is an essential component of the samurai mindset. Of course, embracing the samurai mindset is not about becoming a warrior in the literal sense. Rather, it's about tapping into the timeless principles that allowed these legendary figures to achieve greatness in their own lives. By cultivating discipline, resilience, self-awareness, and a commitment to mastery, we can unlock our own inner potential and forge a path towards success and fulfillment. The journey towards embodying the samurai mindset begins with a single step: the decision to take control of our lives and our destinies. It requires a willingness to look within, to confront our fears and limitations, and to commit ourselves fully to the pursuit of our goals. It may not be an easy path, but it is a path that leads to a life of purpose, meaning, and true satisfaction. As we move forward on this path, we must remember that the samurai mindset is not about perfection, but about progress. It's about striving each day to be a little better than we were the day before, to face our challenges with courage and determination, and to never lose sight of our ultimate goals. By embracing this mindset and making it a part of our daily lives, we can tap into the same source of strength and resilience that allowed the samurai to achieve legendary feats of skill and courage. The principles of the samurai mindset: discipline, focus, resilience, self-awareness, and the pursuit of mastery are as relevant today as they were centuries ago. By applying these principles to our own lives, we can navigate the complexities of the modern world with greater ease and effectiveness, achieving our goals and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. The path of the samurai is a path of transformation, of forging our own destinies through the power of our minds and the strength of our spirits. By embracing this path, we too can become the masters of our own lives, ready to face whatever challenges come our way with courage, determination, and an unshakable sense of purpose. Chapter 2. The Art of Strategic Thinking. Lessons from the Battlefield. In the heat of battle, the samurai had to make split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life and death. Their ability to think strategically, to anticipate their opponent's moves and adapt to changing circumstances, was a crucial factor in their success. This same skill, honed on the battlefield, can be applied to the challenges we face in our personal and professional lives, enabling us to navigate complex situations with clarity and confidence. Strategic thinking is not about having all the answers, but rather about asking the right questions. The samurai understood that every situation is unique, requiring a fresh perspective and a willingness to think beyond the obvious. They approached each challenge with a beginner's mind, free from preconceptions and open to new possibilities. By adopting this same mindset, we can develop our own capacity for strategic thinking, enabling us to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. The first step in developing strategic thinking skills is to cultivate a deep understanding of the situation at hand. The samurai were masters of intelligence gathering, always seeking to gain a comprehensive picture of the battlefield and their enemies' strengths and weaknesses. In our own lives, this means taking the time to thoroughly analyze the challenges we face, gathering information from multiple sources and perspectives. By developing a holistic understanding of the problem, we can identify the key factors that will shape the outcome and make more informed decisions. Once we have a clear understanding of the situation, the next step is to generate a range of potential solutions. The samurai were skilled in the art of brainstorming, using techniques such as mind mapping and scenario planning to explore different possibilities. They understood that the first idea is rarely the best, and that true innovation often comes from pushing beyond the obvious. By engaging in creative problem solving and considering multiple options, we can develop a more robust and adaptable strategy. However, generating ideas is only half the battle. The real test of strategic thinking comes in the ability to evaluate and prioritize those ideas based on their potential impact and feasibility. The samurai were ruthless in their assessment of options, always seeking to identify the course of action that would yield the greatest benefit with the least risk. They understood that resources are always limited, and that every decision carries an opportunity cost. By applying this same level of rigor to our own decision-making, we can ensure that we are focusing our efforts on the strategies that have the greatest potential for success. Of course, even the best laid plans can go awry in the face of unexpected challenges or changing circumstances. This is where the samurai's ability to adapt and pivot becomes crucial. They understood that no strategy is set in stone, and that the ability to modify plans on the fly is essential to success. By cultivating a flexible and responsive mindset, we too can learn to adjust our strategies in real time, seizing new opportunities as they arise and course-correcting when necessary. Another key aspect of strategic thinking is the ability to think several moves ahead. The samurai were masters of anticipation, always seeking to predict their opponent's next move and plan accordingly. They understood that every action has consequences, and that the key to success lies in being able to visualize those consequences and make decisions based on that understanding. By developing our own capacity for long-term thinking and scenario planning, we can make more strategic decisions that take into account the potential ripple effects of our actions. Effective strategic thinking also requires a willingness to take calculated risks. The samurai understood that there is no such thing as a perfect plan, and that success often requires a leap of faith. They were not reckless, but rather bold and decisive, willing to take action even in the face of uncertainty. By cultivating a similar mindset and learning to embrace risk as an opportunity for growth and innovation, we can push past our own limitations and achieve breakthroughs that might otherwise seem impossible. At the same time, strategic thinking is not just about taking action, but also about knowing when to hold back. The samurai were masters of timing, always seeking to strike at the most opportune moment. They understood that sometimes the best strategy is to wait and watch, gathering information and resources until the time is right. By developing our own sense of strategic patience, we can avoid the pitfalls of impulsiveness and ensure that we are making decisions based on a clear understanding of the situation and our own capabilities. Ultimately, the art of strategic thinking is about developing a holistic, flexible, and proactive approach to problem solving. It requires a willingness to step back from the fray, to analyze the situation objectively, and to make decisions based on a clear understanding of the potential risks and rewards. By cultivating these skills and applying them to the challenges we face, we can tap into the same strategic acumen that allowed the samurai to triumph on the battlefield. The path to mastering strategic thinking is a lifelong journey, one that requires constant practice and refinement. It is not a skill that can be learned overnight, but rather one that must be honed through experience and reflection. By studying the strategies of the samurai and applying their principles to our own lives, we can accelerate our own development and become more effective leaders, decision makers, and problem solvers. Whether in our personal lives or our professional careers, the ability to think strategically is a crucial skill that can mean the difference between success and failure. By embracing the lessons of the samurai and making strategic thinking a core part of our approach to life, we can navigate even the most complex challenges with clarity, confidence, and courage. So let us take up the mantle of the strategic warrior and face the battles ahead with the wisdom and insight of the samurai. Chapter 3. Mastering the Self. Honing your mind, body, and spirit. The samurai understood that true mastery begins with the self. They recognized that the cultivation of a strong, disciplined mind, a resilient body, and an unshakable spirit was the foundation upon which all other achievements were built. This holistic approach to self-improvement, which emphasized the interconnectedness of mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, holds profound wisdom for us today. At the heart of the samurai's approach to self-mastery was the practice of meditation. They understood that the ability to quiet the mind and focus the attention was a crucial skill, not only for success on the battlefield, but for navigating the challenges of daily life. Through regular meditation, they cultivated a deep sense of inner peace, clarity, and resilience, which allowed them to maintain their composure and make wise decisions even in the face of extreme adversity. To adopt this practice in our own lives, we can begin by setting aside a few minutes each day for quiet contemplation. Find a comfortable, quiet space where you can sit undisturbed and focus your attention on your breath. Notice the sensation of the air moving in and out of your lungs, the rise and fall of your chest. When your mind inevitably wanders, gently bring your focus back to your breath. With regular practice, you will find that your ability to concentrate and maintain a sense of inner calm grows stronger, even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. In addition to meditation, the samurai placed great emphasis on physical training. They understood that a strong, healthy body was essential for peak performance, both on and off the battlefield. Through rigorous daily practice of martial arts, they developed incredible strength, speed, and endurance, as well as a deep sense of bodily awareness and control. While most of us may not have the opportunity to study martial arts in depth, we can still apply the principles of samurai physical training to our own lives. Regular exercise, whether it's running, lifting weights, or practicing yoga, can help us build physical resilience, boost our energy levels, and improve our overall sense of well-being. The key is to approach physical training with the same sense of discipline and dedication that the samurai brought to their martial arts practice. Beyond physical training, the samurai also recognized the importance of proper nutrition and rest. They understood that the food they ate and the amount of sleep they got had a direct impact on their physical and mental performance. By eating a balanced diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods and prioritizing adequate rest and recovery, they were able to maintain optimal health and vitality. In our own lives, we can take a page from the samurai's book by being mindful of what we put into our bodies and making sure we get enough rest. This means avoiding processed, sugary foods in favor of whole, nutrient-dense options, and making sleep a top priority. By treating our bodies with the same care and respect that the samurai showed for their own, we can tap into a deep well of physical and mental energy that will serve us well in all areas of life. Of course, self-mastery is not just about the body and the mind, but also about the spirit. The samurai placed great emphasis on the cultivation of virtues, such as courage, integrity, and compassion, which they saw as essential for living a life of purpose and meaning. They understood that true fulfillment comes not from external achievements, but from the development of a strong, noble character. To cultivate these virtues in our own lives, we can begin by setting clear intentions for the kind of person we want to be. What values do you want to embody? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world around you? By answering these questions and aligning our actions with our deepest values, we can develop a sense of purpose and direction that will guide us through even the most challenging times. This process of spiritual growth also requires a willingness to face our fears and confront our own limitations. The samurai understood that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in the face of it. They embraced challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation, knowing that it is through adversity that we develop the strength and resilience of spirit. In our own lives, we can cultivate this same spirit of courage by stepping outside our comfort zones and taking on challenges that push us to grow and evolve. This might mean speaking up for what we believe in, even when it's unpopular, or taking on a new project that stretches our skills and abilities. By facing our fears and embracing discomfort, we can tap into a deep well of inner strength and resilience that will serve us well in all areas of life. Ultimately, the path to self-mastery is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to learn and grow. It is not about achieving perfection, but about striving each day to be a little better than we were the day before. By applying the principles of samurai self-cultivation to our own lives through practices like meditation, physical training, and the development of virtues like courage and integrity, we can unlock our full potential and live a life of purpose and meaning. The samurai understood that the greatest battles we face are not external, but internal. They knew that the true path to victory lies in conquering the self, in developing the mental, physical, and spiritual strength necessary to face life's challenges with grace and resilience. By following in their footsteps and making self-mastery a priority in our own lives, we too can become the heroes of our own stories, ready to face whatever challenges come our way with courage, wisdom, and an unshakable sense of purpose. Chapter 4. The Power of Integrity. Living with Honor and Authenticity. Integrity, the unwavering adherence to moral and ethical principles, was the cornerstone of the samurai's code of conduct. They understood that true power and influence stem not from external factors like wealth or status, but from the strength of one's character. In a world where expediency and self-interest often seem to reign supreme, The samurai's commitment to honor and authenticity serves as a timeless reminder of the importance of living with integrity. At its core, integrity is about aligning our actions with our values. It means having the courage to stand up for what we believe in, even when it's difficult or unpopular. The samurai embodied this principle through their unflinching loyalty to their lords and their willingness to sacrifice everything, even their lives, in the name of duty and honor. While most of us will never face such extreme circumstances, we can still apply the principle of integrity to our daily lives by staying true to our convictions and acting in accordance with our deepest values. This begins with having a clear sense of what those values are. Take some time to reflect on the principles that matter most to you. What do you stand for? What kind of person do you want to be? By answering these questions honestly and thoughtfully, you can develop a strong ethical framework that will guide your actions and decisions. Once you have clarified your values, the next step is to put them into practice. This means making choices that align with your principles, even when it's inconvenient or costly. It might mean turning down a lucrative job offer because the company's practices don't align with your ethics, or speaking out against injustice, even when it puts you at risk of backlash. By consistently acting with integrity, you build trust and respect among those around you, and create a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that comes from living in accordance with your deepest convictions. Of course, living with integrity is not always easy. We all face temptations and pressures that can pull us away from our values. The key is to develop the mental and emotional resilience necessary to stay the course, even in the face of adversity. This is where the samurai's discipline and self-mastery come into play. By cultivating a strong sense of inner strength and resolve, we can withstand the challenges and setbacks that inevitably arise on the path of integrity. Practical techniques for building this resilience include regular self-reflection and mindfulness practices, which help us stay attuned to our thoughts and emotions and catch ourselves when we start to veer off course. Setting clear boundaries and learning to say no to requests or demands that compromise our values is also crucial. By proactively managing our time and energy, we can create the space and clarity needed to make decisions that align with our principles. Another key aspect of living with integrity is being authentic and true to ourselves. The samurai understood that real power and influence come from a deep sense of self-knowledge and self-acceptance. They strive to strip away the layers of ego and pretense that can cloud our judgment and lead us astray, and to live in accordance with their true nature. In our own lives, this means having the courage to be vulnerable and honest about who we are, even when it feels risky or uncomfortable. It means embracing our unique strengths and weaknesses, and not trying to be someone we're not in order to fit in or please others. By living authentically, we tap into a deep well of inner strength and resilience, and inspire others to do the same. Of course, being authentic doesn't mean being perfect. We all make mistakes and have moments of weakness. What matters is how we respond to these challenges. The samurai understood that true integrity means taking responsibility for our actions, acknowledging our failures, and working to make things right. It means having the humility to admit when we're wrong, and the courage to make amends and learn from our mistakes. By approaching setbacks and failures with a growth mindset, we can transform them into opportunities for learning and self-improvement. Each challenge becomes a chance to deepen our commitment to our values and strengthen our character. Over time, this process of continuous self-reflection and course correction helps us develop the moral and ethical muscles necessary to navigate life's complexities with grace and integrity. Living with honor and authenticity is about creating a life that is aligned with our deepest values and aspirations. It's about having the courage to stand up for what we believe in, even when it's hard, and the humility to acknowledge and learn from our mistakes. By cultivating the mental and emotional resilience necessary to stay true to ourselves and our principles, we tap into a deep source of power and fulfillment that can sustain us through even the toughest challenges. The samurai understood that true strength and influence come not from external factors, but from the depth and integrity of our character. By living with honor and authenticity, and aligning our actions with our values, we too can tap into this timeless wisdom and create a life of purpose, meaning, and profound inner peace. It's a path that requires courage, discipline, and a willingness to continuously grow and evolve. But it's a path that leads to the kind of enduring power and fulfillment that can only come from living in accordance with our highest principles. Chapter 5. Resilience in the Face of Adversity. Lessons in Perseverance. The path of the samurai was never an easy one. They faced constant challenges, both on and off the battlefield, that tested their physical, mental, and emotional limits. Yet, in the face of these trials, they demonstrated an unwavering resilience and determination that allowed them to persevere and triumph over even the most daunting obstacles. This spirit of resilience, rooted in a deep sense of purpose and an unshakable belief in their own abilities, offers valuable lessons for anyone seeking to overcome adversity and achieve their goals. At the heart of the samurai's resilience was a fundamental acceptance of the inevitability of change and the impermanence of all things. They understood that setbacks and failures were not only unavoidable, but essential parts of the journey towards mastery and self-realization. Rather than being discouraged by these challenges, they embraced them as opportunities for growth and learning, using each obstacle as a stepping stone to greater strength and wisdom. To cultivate this mindset in our own lives, we must first reframe our relationship with failure and adversity. Instead of seeing setbacks as evidence of our own inadequacy or as insurmountable barriers to success, we can choose to view them as valuable feedback and opportunities for improvement. By adopting a growth mindset, which emphasizes the power of effort and learning over innate talent or intelligence, we open ourselves up to the possibility of continuous self-improvement and adaptation. This shift in perspective is not always easy, particularly when we are in the midst of a difficult or painful experience. However, by practicing self-compassion and learning to be kind and understanding towards ourselves in moments of struggle, we can develop the emotional resilience necessary to weather even the toughest storms. This means acknowledging our own humanity, accepting that we will make mistakes and face challenges, and treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would extend to a good friend. In addition to cultivating a growth mindset and practicing self-compassion, the samurai also understood the importance of maintaining a clear sense of purpose and direction in the face of adversity. They had a deep understanding of their own values and goals, and used this clarity to guide their actions and decisions, even in the most challenging circumstances. By staying focused on their long-term objectives and refusing to be swayed by short-term setbacks or distractions, they were able to maintain a steady course towards success. To apply this principle in our own lives, we must take the time to clarify our own values and aspirations, and develop a strong sense of purpose that can guide us through even the darkest of times. This might involve setting clear, meaningful goals for ourselves, and breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps that we can work towards each day. It might also involve surrounding ourselves with supportive, like-minded individuals who share our values and can offer encouragement and accountability along the way. Another key aspect of the samurai's resilience was their ability to adapt and innovate in the face of changing circumstances. They understood that the strategies and techniques that had served them well in the past might not always be effective in new or unfamiliar situations. Rather than clinging rigidly to old ways of thinking or behaving, they were willing to experiment with new approaches and ideas, and to modify their plans as needed to achieve their objectives. In our own lives, this flexibility and adaptability are essential skills for navigating the complexities and uncertainties of the modern world. It means being open to new experiences and perspectives, and being willing to let go of old habits or beliefs that no longer serve us. It also means cultivating a sense of curiosity and a willingness to take calculated risks, even when the outcome is uncertain. Of course, resilience is not just about bouncing back from setbacks, but also about proactively building the mental and emotional strength necessary to withstand future challenges. The samurai understood that true resilience is a skill that must be cultivated through consistent practice and effort. They engaged in regular physical training and martial arts practice, not only to hone their skills, but also to build discipline, focus, and mental toughness. In our own lives, we can apply this principle by engaging in activities that challenge us and push us outside our comfort zones. This might involve taking on a new hobby or learning a new skill, or setting a goal that stretches our abilities and forces us to grow. By consistently pushing ourselves to expand our limits and capabilities, we build the resilience and confidence necessary to tackle even the toughest challenges. The path to resilience is not a straight line, but a winding journey filled with twists, turns, and unexpected obstacles. Like the samurai, we will face setbacks and failures along the way, and there will be moments when we feel discouraged or overwhelmed. However, by cultivating a growth mindset, staying true to our values and purpose, and embracing change and adaptation, we can develop the mental and emotional strength necessary to persevere and triumph in the face of adversity. The lessons of the samurai remind us that true strength and success come not from avoiding challenges, but from facing them head-on with courage, determination, and an unwavering belief in our own potential for growth and transformation. By embracing these principles and making resilience a core part of our personal and professional lives, we tap into a deep well of inner strength and wisdom that can guide us through even the toughest of times. So let us take up the mantle of the resilient warrior and face the challenges ahead with the same spirit of perseverance and determination that defined the way of the samurai. Chapter 6. The Art of Effective Communication. Mastering verbal and non-verbal skills. Communication was a critical skill for the samurai, both on and off the battlefield. They understood that the ability to convey ideas, inspire others, and build relationships was just as important as their martial prowess. Through their mastery of verbal and non-verbal communication, they were able to lead their troops, negotiate with allies and enemies, and navigate complex social and political landscapes. These same skills, honed centuries ago, remain essential for success in today's fast-paced, interconnected world. At the heart of effective communication lies the ability to listen actively and attentively. The samurai knew that true understanding could only come from fully engaging with the person speaking, not just hearing their words, but also picking up on the subtle cues and nuances that often convey more meaning than the words themselves. This requires a level of presence and focus that can be challenging in a world filled with distractions and competing demands on our attention. To cultivate this skill, start by practicing mindfulness in your daily interactions. When someone is speaking to you, give them your full attention. Put away your phone, turn off your internal dialogue, and focus on the person in front of you. Pay attention to their body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, as these can often convey important information that goes beyond the literal meaning of their words. Active listening also involves asking clarifying questions and reflecting back what you've heard to ensure that you've understood correctly. This not only helps prevent misunderstandings, but also shows the other person that you value their perspective and are genuinely interested in what they have to say. By creating a space for open, honest communication, you build trust and rapport, which are essential for effective collaboration and problem solving. Of course, effective communication is not just about listening, but also about expressing yourself clearly and persuasively. The samurai were known for their ability to inspire and motivate others through their words and actions. They understood that the key to persuasion was not just the content of their message, but also the way in which it was delivered. To master the art of persuasive communication, start by developing a deep understanding of your audience. What are their needs, values, and concerns? What motivates and inspires them? By tailoring your message to the specific needs and interests of your listeners, you can create a sense of connection and shared purpose that is essential for effective leadership and collaboration. Next, focus on crafting a clear, concise message that gets to the heart of what you want to convey. Avoid jargon or technical language that may be confusing or alienating to your audience. Instead, use simple, direct language that is easy to understand and remember. Use stories, examples, and analogies to illustrate your points and make them more relatable and engaging. When delivering your message, pay attention to your nonverbal communication as well. Your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can often convey more meaning than your words alone. Stand tall and confident, make eye contact, and use gestures to emphasize key points. Speak with passion and conviction, but also with humility and respect for your audience. Another key aspect of effective communication is the ability to adapt to different styles and preferences. The samurai understood that different people had different communication needs and preferences, and they were skilled at adjusting their approach accordingly. Some people may respond best to a direct, assertive style, while others may prefer a more collaborative, consensus-building approach. To develop this flexibility, start by observing and learning from the communication styles of those around you. Notice what works well and what doesn't, and try to identify patterns and preferences. Then, experiment with different approaches in your own interactions, paying attention to how people respond and adjusting your style accordingly. It's also important to be aware of cultural differences in communication styles and norms. What may be considered polite and respectful in one culture may be seen as rude or inconsiderate in another. By educating yourself about these differences and being open to learning and adapting, you can build bridges and foster understanding across cultural boundaries. Ultimately, effective communication is about building relationships and creating a sense of shared purpose and understanding. It requires a willingness to listen deeply, express yourself clearly and persuasively, and adapt to the needs and preferences of those around you. By mastering these skills, you can become a more effective leader, collaborator, and problem solver, able to navigate complex challenges and build strong, enduring relationships. The samurai understood that communication was not just a means to an end, but an end in itself. Through their mastery of verbal and nonverbal communication, they were able to create a sense of unity and shared purpose that allowed them to achieve great things, both on and off the battlefield. By applying these same principles to our own lives and work, we too can tap into the power of effective communication to build stronger, more resilient relationships and achieve our most important goals. Mastering the art of communication is a lifelong journey, one that requires ongoing practice, reflection, and growth. But by committing ourselves to this path, and by embodying the principles of active listening, clear expression, and adaptability, we can become more effective communicators, leaders, and problem solvers, able to navigate the complexities of the modern world with skill, grace, and wisdom. So let us take up this challenge and embrace the way of the samurai in our own communication practices, knowing that through our words and actions, we have the power to inspire, unite, and transform the world around us. Chapter 7. Leadership the Samurai Way. Inspiring and guiding others. Leadership was a central aspect of the samurai's role in feudal Japan. As skilled warriors and strategists, they were often called upon to lead armies into battle, inspire their fellow samurai, and guide their clans through times of peace and conflict. The principles and practices that defined their approach to leadership, rooted in a deep sense of duty, honor, and service, remain as relevant and applicable today as they were centuries ago. At the heart of the samurai's leadership philosophy was the concept of leading by example. They understood that true leadership was not about wielding power or authority, but about embodying the values and behaviors they wished to see in others. By consistently demonstrating courage, integrity, and compassion in their own actions, they inspired those around them to follow suit, creating a culture of excellence and shared purpose. To apply this principle in our own lives, we must start by clarifying our own values and priorities. What do we stand for? What kind of leader do we want to be? By answering these questions honestly and aligning our actions with our values, we can begin to build the kind of authentic, purpose-driven leadership that inspires and motivates others. This means being willing to take responsibility for our own actions and decisions, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. It means being transparent and accountable, admitting our mistakes and learning from them, and always striving to do better. It also means being willing to make tough choices and stand up for what we believe in, even in the face of opposition or adversity. Another key aspect of samurai leadership was the emphasis on developing and empowering others. They understood that true success was not about individual achievement, but about building strong, capable teams and organizations that could thrive and adapt in the face of change and challenge. To do this, they invested heavily in the training and development of their followers, providing them with the skills, knowledge, and resources they needed to succeed. In our own leadership practice, this means taking an active interest in the growth and development of those we lead. It means providing opportunities for learning and skill building, offering feedback and guidance, and creating a supportive, inclusive environment where everyone feels valued and empowered to contribute their best. It also means being willing to delegate responsibility and authority, trusting in the abilities and judgment of our team members, and giving them the space and support they need to take ownership and initiative. Of course, effective leadership is not just about empowering others, but also about providing vision and direction. The samurai understood that a clear, compelling vision was essential for aligning and mobilizing their followers towards a common goal. They were skilled at articulating their purpose and values, painting a vivid picture of the future they were working towards, and inspiring others to join them on the journey. To develop this skill in our own leadership practice, we must start by taking the time to reflect on our own purpose and values. What is the change we want to see in the world? What is the unique contribution we can make? By clarifying our own sense of purpose and direction, we can begin to articulate a vision that inspires and motivates others. When communicating our vision, it's important to be clear, concise, and compelling. Use vivid language and imagery to paint a picture of the future you're working towards, and connect it to the values and aspirations of those you lead. Be authentic and passionate in your communication, speaking from the heart and conveying your deep commitment to the cause. Another important aspect of samurai leadership was the emphasis on adaptability and resilience in the face of change and challenge. They understood that the world was constantly shifting and evolving, and that success required the ability to anticipate and respond to new opportunities and threats. They cultivated a mindset of flexibility and innovation, always looking for ways to improve and adapt their strategies and tactics to changing circumstances. To embody this adaptability in our own leadership practice, we must start by cultivating a growth mindset and a willingness to embrace change and uncertainty. This means being open to new ideas and perspectives, seeking out feedback and input from others, and being willing to experiment and take calculated risks. It also means building resilience and grit, developing the mental and emotional toughness to bounce back from setbacks and persevere in the face of adversity. The Way of the Samurai offers a powerful model for purpose-driven, values-based leadership that is as relevant and needed today as it was centuries ago. By embodying the principles of leading by example, developing and empowering others, articulating a compelling vision, and cultivating adaptability and resilience, we can become more effective, impactful leaders in our own lives and work. Of course, the path of leadership is not an easy one. It requires courage, humility, and a deep commitment to personal and professional growth. It means being willing to step outside our comfort zones, to take risks and make tough choices, and to continuously learn and adapt in the face of new challenges and opportunities. But for those who are willing to take up this mantle, the rewards are great. By embracing the way of the samurai in our own leadership practice, we can tap into a deep well of purpose, passion, and potential, inspiring and guiding others towards a brighter, more just and sustainable future. We can become the kind of leaders our world needs, embodying the timeless virtues of courage, compassion, and service, and making a lasting, positive impact on all those whose lives we touch. The path of leadership is a lifelong journey, one that requires ongoing reflection, growth, and recommitment to our highest values and aspirations. But by walking this path with intention, integrity, and an open heart, we can become the kind of leaders who inspire and transform, who leave a legacy of positive change and enduring impact. This is the way of the samurai, and it is a way that beckons us still, inviting us to step into our own greatness and become the leaders we were born to be. Chapter 8. The Way Forward. Integrating samurai principles into daily life. Throughout this book, we have explored the rich and enduring wisdom of the samurai, from their unwavering commitment to discipline and mastery to their embodiment of honor, integrity, and resilience in the face of adversity. We have seen how these principles, forged in the crucible of feudal Japan, remain as relevant and applicable today as they were centuries ago, offering a powerful framework for personal and professional growth, leadership, and success. But the true value of this wisdom lies not in its intellectual understanding, but in its practical application. To fully benefit from the teachings of the samurai, we must find ways to integrate their principles and practices into our daily lives, creating a seamless connection between the insights we have gained and the actions we take on a daily basis. The first step in this process is to develop a clear and compelling vision for our lives, rooted in our deepest values, passions, and purpose. Just as the samurai were guided by a strong sense of duty and service to their lords and clans, we too must clarify what matters most to us, what kind of impact we want to make in the world, and what legacy we want to leave behind. This vision can serve as a North Star, guiding our choices and actions, and providing a sense of meaning and direction in the face of life's challenges and uncertainties. By regularly reflecting on our vision and aligning our daily practices with its realization, we can tap into a deep well of motivation, inspiration, and resilience, fueling our progress and keeping us on track. To support this alignment, it can be helpful to establish a set of daily routines and rituals that embody the principles and practices of the samurai. These might include regular exercise and physical training to cultivate strength, discipline, and mental toughness, meditation and mindfulness practices to sharpen focus, clarity, and emotional balance, and time for learning and skill development to continuously expand our knowledge and capabilities. By anchoring our days in these foundational practices, we create a strong and stable base from which to navigate the complexities and challenges of our lives. We develop the discipline, resilience, and adaptability needed to thrive in the face of change and uncertainty, and to pursue our goals with unwavering commitment and determination. Another key aspect of integrating samurai principles into daily life is the cultivation of strong, supportive relationships and communities. The samurai understood that true strength and success was not a solitary pursuit, but a collaborative one, built on a foundation of trust, loyalty, and mutual support. In our own lives, we can seek out and nurture relationships with those who share our values and aspirations, who challenge us to grow and improve, and who provide the encouragement, accountability, and support we need to stay the course. This might include joining or creating mastermind groups, seeking out mentors and coaches, or simply surrounding ourselves with positive, growth-oriented individuals who inspire and uplift us. By building these strong, supportive networks, we tap into a powerful source of motivation, inspiration, and resilience, helping us to weather the storms of life and to achieve our goals with greater ease and joy. We also create opportunities to give back, to share our own knowledge and experience, and to make a positive impact on the lives of others. Of course, the path of personal and professional growth is not always a smooth or easy one. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt and uncertainty. In these times, it is essential to draw on the resilience, grit, and mental toughness of the samurai, to stay focused on our vision, and to keep moving forward, one step at a time. This requires a willingness to embrace discomfort, to learn from our mistakes, and to see challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. It means cultivating a growth mindset, viewing setbacks not as failures, but as valuable feedback and chances to improve and adapt. And it means maintaining a sense of perspective and balance, caring for ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, and finding joy and fulfillment in the journey itself. Ultimately, the way of the samurai is a path of continual growth, learning, and self-discovery. It is a journey that requires patience, perseverance, and a deep commitment to our own development and to the service of others. But for those who are willing to walk this path, the rewards are immeasurable: a life of purpose, meaning, and impact, lived in alignment with our deepest values and aspirations. As we come to the end of this exploration of samurai wisdom, it is important to remember that the true value of these teachings lies not in their mastery, but in their application. By integrating these principles into our daily lives, and by committing ourselves to the ongoing work of personal and professional growth, we can tap into a source of strength, resilience, and purpose that will serve us well in all of life's challenges and opportunities. The way of the samurai is a timeless and universal path, one that transcends culture, history, and individual circumstance. It is a way of living with courage, integrity, and compassion, of striving always to be our best selves and to make a positive difference in the world. May this wisdom guide and inspire you on your own journey of growth and discovery, and may you find in it a source of strength, clarity, and unshakable purpose. For this is the way of the samurai, and it is a way that leads to a life of true mastery, fulfillment, and impact.